What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Not So Pro Football Talk. It's Monday. It's the off season. Yes, we're still doing some shows because there's always something to talk about, even in the off season. It's getting harder and harder. We're slim pickings here, but we're going to make the most out of it. And hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video because we enjoyed last week. You guys were, awesome, commenting in the comment section, bringing up topics. We had it going on and on. It was the first time since the season ended that we went over an hour here on the podcast, huh?
It's been a while, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it has been a while. So Vince is here, Reed's here. We're gonna get right into it, you guys. So as you guys seen the thumbnail of this video, I have Najee Harris going to the Dallas Cowboys. Now, personally, I think this is an A+ move if it does happen. Because I think Najee Harris, and he's still very young. He's an aggressive back. He's dealt with a lot of injuries already in his career, which I don't think it's a deal breaker for me. But I think he's a perfect fit to become a Dallas running back.
Okay. It would be any running back that the Dallas adds right now would be an improvement. The running back room is not very good right now, to say the least. I mean, they just signed Zeke, and that wasn't the greatest signing ever, really. But I would be surprised if that happens. I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to look to move on from him, in my opinion. I know the rumor is out there. I heard rumors that it isn't out there really, but I think in order for the Steelers to move on from Najee, they would have to get a very good offer. The Cowboys would have to overpay.
So was it a rumor that the Steelers were not going to sign his extension, or was that confirmed?
They did not pick up his fifth-year option.
Okay, so that wasn't a rumor. But of course, they still have him this upcoming season. Yep. But I don't know. I feel like this is kind of like I don't want to say Austin Eckler because different running back, or Jonathan Taylor because different running back, older running back. But it's kind of somewhat similar as far as time frame, money-wise. I mean, what do you do here? A Derrick Henry last year as well. I mean, do you get your money right now? Because if Najee Harris has another piss-poor performance this upcoming season, I mean, you're still not getting anything out of it, right? So might as well get something out of it because this Pittsburgh Steelers, what are you really fighting for this season? What are they getting? What are they going for? To maybe make the playoffs? I know they haven't missed the playoffs in quite some time. I know Mike Tomlin has always had a winning record, but what's the point of keeping Najee Harris if you're not going to extend him, right? If you're not going to pick up his option.
I would imagine that they're in works of signing him to an extension. I would imagine they didn't want to pick up his fifth-year option just because they didn't want to pay him. Probably I don't know off the top of my head what it was. It was probably $8 to $9 million per year. Was probably his fifth-year option. I could look it up in a little bit what the fifth-year option for running back was supposed to be.
But I'm doing it right now.
Thank you, sir.
Vince is on it. But I mean, personally, if I'm Mike Tomlin, if I'm the GM out there in Pittsburgh, I don't want to sign this guy to anything. I appreciate his time there, but they did the same thing with James Conner. But James Conner had more production out there in Pittsburgh, at least I believed, and they gave him away for a bag of chips, right? But I get it. I'm not gonna contradict myself here. It was better than not getting anything. Right, so you get rid of James Conner for a bag of chips, and James Conner is thriving. I don't care what anybody says; he's thriving out there in Arizona right now. So Najee Harris, I don't think he's performing as well as James Conner did. Right, and he's in the same situation. James Conner had to share the reps with Najee Harris towards the end of his career in Pittsburgh. Now Najee Harris is sharing the same reps with Jaylen Warren, but Jaylen Warren looks better. He looks better. You give him the reps, and he makes more out of it than what Najee Harris did. Of course, you could argue he answered the year with an injury. He did the same thing last year. He got injured the year prior to that. But still, the performance is not there. And there's still some value with Najee Harris now that we're talking about him right here, right now, because there's a high possibility that he craps to bed again, gets outperformed by Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren gets more snaps. That Najee Harris is at home next year at this time, still fighting to get, phone calls instead of having a secure spot. I mean, even if he signs with Dallas for a 1-year deal, that should be his spot. I don't think Ezekiel Elliott is a starting back anymore, not even for the Dallas Cowboys, if no one else signs.
Yeah, so I have the numbers here. I looked up Jaylen Warren's too, because that's where I wanted to start off with as well, but AJ beat me to the punch. But Jaylen Warren is only getting paid less than $1 million this year, right? Najee Harris this past year was getting paid 2.4 to be the starting back. But like AJ said, Jaylen Warren was outproducing him in the pass game, even in the run game with the reps that he would get when he was snagging those from Najee. But to answer Reed's question on what his rookie fifth-year option would have been, it would have been 6.8 mil. So it's 6.79, but 6.8 basically, with the signing that he probably would have gotten for that. But he's not getting that because we know that that's confirmed. They did not pick up his fifth-year option. He's most likely going to get extended to a smaller deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers, maybe a 1-2 year deal, or he's going to get shipped off or just go throughout the year and, basically be on maybe even a franchise tag. I don't know. I don't know what the franchise tag for him would be, but I think it'd probably be too expensive for what they're doing. So I think that possibly Najee leaving Pittsburgh before the season starts wouldn't be a bad option for them because they have Jaylen Warren tied this year. But next year he's a restricted free agent. So they'd have to at least extend someone or really focus on this upcoming draft next year in 2025 to get someone or in free agency. So some trouble there for running backs as always with Pittsburgh.
That's always been the case, right? I mean, after post-Bell, right? Post-Bell, you've had issues trying to fill in that spot. But why are we talking about the Cowboys here? Why are we, discussing that the Cowboys should be the ones to go out there and get Najee? I know there's already reports saying they have interest in him, but this is not just clickbait because you look around the NFL, these running back spots are filled. And they're still getting filled to this point. Najee, he's not looking to have a backup role. He's been a starting running back for the past 3 years, I believe, right? It's been 3 years that he's been a starting running back.
Yes.
Just today, was it today? Rashad Penny gets signed with the Carolina Panthers. I think that's some big-time money moves because in my unso-pro opinion, I thought Rashad Penny should have been the starter in Philadelphia. And I felt that Philadelphia would have had much more success with Rashad Penny as the starter. I'm not saying Swift did bad. I'm not saying Swift underperformed. He did great. But the way that the Philadelphia Eagles ran their offense, it's a little different now, right? But if you had that run first, you would have had a different outcome of the season. I fully believe that. But I think Rashad Penny is going to do great out there in Carolina. But now you're seeing it more and more spots are filling up. What have the Cowboys done? Did they draft a running back? How many running backs did they draft?
It's just one, right?
They didn't draft any. Zero. They didn't draft any running backs in free agency. In free agency. I'm getting to that right now. In free agency frenzy. How many running backs did they sign? How many vets? How many rookies? How many people who didn't make it? How many people from the XFL? How many running backs did they sign? None.
Just one. Oh,
None.
It counts.
Free agency frenzy. So they didn't sign anyone. After the fact that Jerry Jones says that they're going all in this upcoming season. They're all in here. And what was the biggest void in the team as a whole? Not just offense, but defense as well. What were they missing the most? What room of position was completely empty? Was the running back room.
Mm-hmm.
Juan Moreno said, "Oh, sorry,
got you go."
Just here to say, Cowboys son got to go now. Hey, hell yeah, dude. That's his name. Okay, gotta remember what his username was. I don't remember what his username was. But
last stream, yeah.
I recognize the picture. I do, but it's on the tip of my tongue here.
Red Fit? Are you talking about Red Fit?
That's not Red Fit. But anyways, the Cowboys, that's their biggest issue is not having a running back. Yes, they signed Zeke. That's going to sell tickets, right? That's going to revamp the jerseys. If I was Jerry Jones, I'll create a new jersey for this season so people could buy more Ezekiel Elliott jerseys. That's what I would do, right? But they're in trouble here. I feel like their options are very limited because besides Najee Harris, what else can they do? They're gonna carry on with Deuce Vaughn and Ezekiel Elliott.
That's a Deuce Vaughn's a bad idea.
Exactly. I agree with you, Reed. I know we don't agree all the time, but what are you going to do, Jerry Jones? And I'm not going to talk about Mike McCarthy, that damn puppet, but Ezekiel Elliott and Deuce Vaughn, those your dudes, those your guys right now.
Isn't
not so looking good? That's what it is. Yeah, heck yeah, man. What's
is
up,
it
big money?
Is it Micah Parsons who's coming up on a deal extension too?
Yeah, he's only gone through 3 seasons, so he's eligible for an extension now.
Yeah,
I need 2 hands for that one.
Yeah. So.
You mean the guy that gets stuffed by a sumo wrestler?
He got slammed.
He did. I hate those type of guys.
Stood up.
And that's the thing, right? He gets stood up and then he comes out like laughing, like like I wondered, like, dude, you embarrassed yourself here. I don't know why you're doing that. I don't know why you're going out here hanging around with CJ Stroud. I get it. CJ Stroud's a young buck. He's the talk of the town. Everyone wants to talk about him. But look at the way CJ Stroud carries himself. Look at the way he walks around. Look at the way you're doing it to try to, hey, let me clean this dirt off my name. Right? Not saying he's a bad player, but his personality ain't that great. It is horrible. Even after the reports that we got, that people would be relieved in the front office if Micah Parsons was no longer on the team.
That was teammates. That wasn't front office. That was teammates.
It was not. It was front.
It was front office
teammates?
as well.
I think it was from the front office
as well.
It might be everybody.
It might be everyone. And I mean, if what we see here and our opinion of Micah Parsons, I could just imagine what is seen behind closed doors, right? Like what really happens over there
in the locker room.
And that's huge, right? Locker room presence is huge. And he's supposed to be a leader. We all know Dak Prescott's not a leader. We all know that. We saw it in Hard Knocks a few years back. We see it on the field, fights and stuff like that. They just can't get along. He doesn't have a hold of that offense. You saw CeeDee Lamb, first play of the playoffs, throwing a tantrum, getting to Dak Prescott, throw me the damn ball. The hell's wrong with you? I like Dak Prescott. Great guy, right? Superhuman.
Yep.
Leadership, I don't think it's there.
Yeah.
QB smarts, I don't think it's there. Athleticism, we'll check that off. That's fine. But I just don't think he has it. I think this is the Cowboys' downfall here, right? Empty backfield. You have a quarterback that they already said that they're not going to extend. That they need to wait it out. That they're not certain yet. After how many years Dak Prescott was there? I don't know. I'm lingering on here. Give me y'all's thoughts. Give me y'all's thoughts.
As far as Dak and the whole Cowboys situation, yeah, I don't think the Cowboys have a good chance of winning their division this year. I think it's a toss-up between them and the Eagles. Whoever is the worst of the two or the better of the two will win. I don't really think too much of the NFC East this year. Back to Najee, to the Cowboys. I think it does make sense for the Cowboys to try to get someone in their backfield. There's multiple different angles they can go for this. There's a bunch of low-hanging fruit that have like potential. One of the guys off the top of my head, think of him because he's on the Packers, is A.J. Dillon. I think the Packers would send him off on a very cheap deal to the Cowboys, and I think A.J. Dillon would have a chance to become the starter there. I don't know if he can actually become the starter from what I've seen from him, but low-hanging fruit. I think that's a much easier deal to get done, in my opinion. As far as Najee Harris to the Cowboys, I would be surprised, as I said in the beginning of this. I think the Cowboys would have to overpay in order to get Najee Harris. I know the Steelers weren't ready to sign up for the next for his 5th year or whatever, and have not signed him to an extension. But I don't think they're ready to move on from him as far as this season. They like their 1-2 punch with Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren, and I think they're going to want to ride that into this next season while they're trying to figure out their quarterback situation, because we know that both Justin Fields, they denied his 5th-year option as well, and they have Russell Wilson on a weird 1-year option. They got to make a decision there, and they want to support both of those guys as much as possible to figure out who is the quarterback of their future. Is it the young buck Justin Fields, or is it the old horse, the old stallion, Russell Wilson, that they want to move forward with? I think this is an evaluation year for the Steelers. I think they have a great chance of making the playoffs, as they always do, because I think they had a huge upgrade in the quarterback room, no matter which one they go with.
No question.
But I think you want to support them as much as possible. If you get a great deal for Najee, go ahead, trade him. Like, if it's a deal you cannot turn down, do it. But I don't think that you should just move on from him on like a cheap deal and try to get rid of his contract or whatever. That doesn't make sense. He's on a rookie contract. He can still play decent ball. Keep him on your roster.
No question. No question. I like what you said there, Reed. You know, why would you? He's still on his rookie deal. Personally, I'm not a GM, not a coach. If I got anything less than this is still kind of pushing it. But I don't think so because he's so young. If I got anything less than a 4th-round pick, I won't do it. I'm thinking he's right there in that area, late 4th rounder, with a compensation type of deal, you know, where he plays the full year, starting percent of the year, you get a 4th round. You know, anything else, like 6.
Really?
That's just me. Personally, yes.
I think at least a 3rd rounder.
Oh, so you're thinking higher?
Yes, I'm thinking way higher.
Wow, I thought I was pretty high on my. In
order for them to move on from him,
yeah,
a 3rd rounder is the minimum for them to even think about it, in my opinion.
Wow. Okay.
You have no reason to move on from him. You have no reason to.
Exactly right. There's no reason to, but there's reason for, right? You could get something when that Najee is doing nothing the next year. This is not a team that's going to the Super Bowl this upcoming season, right? Why not get something instead of just thank you for 1 more year, goodbye? It's not like we're going to develop quarterbacks. We have Russell Wilson, we have Justin Fields. We don't have anyone to develop. We got Jaylen Warren here who outperformed Najee Harris. Hey, let's get him the whole snaps. Let's give him everything. Let's sign a veteran. Just for example here, because I looked this up. This was for the Cowboys. But some of the top guys who are still free agents, Joshua Kelly, he's 26 years of age, pretty much getting the same thing from Najee Harris, but less as far as performance-wise. You still have Matt Breida. You have a veteran there, speedster type of guy, great backup to Jaylen Warren, which could be. Rashad Penny signs today, so who's no longer there. And Kareem Hunt, a guy who still has a name out there in the NFL who could still perform in an elite level. You know, so that's why I feel like, hey, if we get at least a 4th rounder, dude, I'll take that. We got a running back the following year. But Vince, you're kind of like the deal breaker here because from your facial expression, I felt like you thought I was kind of high. And then you heard Reed's and you're just like, oh, wow, okay.
I think if they're going to trade for him this year, I definitely think like a 4th or 5th. But I heard you say compensatory. The only thing I know about compensatory is they don't come out until like the season's pretty much done. So they wouldn't be able to trade that yet. But if I'm thinking of trying to get Najee, I'm not sending anything more than a 5th because you still have to sign him to a contract. You still have to bite the bullet to see if he's actually going to fit your system, because it doesn't look like he even fits Pittsburgh's system, which was a heavy run system. And they had a decent O-line. I'm not going to say it was extremely horrible, but they made it work because we saw Jaylen Warren put in work there with the same O-line. So is Najee really worth more than a fifth? I don't know. And the Pittsburgh Steelers already have Jaylen Warren, who they can sign for very cheap because he hasn't been that starting guy. So that could be their argument there. But I looked for the Cowboys. If they are not going to trade for anybody this upcoming season and just run with Ezekiel Elliott and Deuce Vaughn, next year they have a plethora of guys to choose from. These are the guys that are going to be free agents if they don't get signed by then or extended. Ramondre Stevenson, I don't think the Patriots are going to re-sign him. It's a good option for like a bridge type running back who's still got a lot in the tank. Pass catching guy, good between the tackles. Other guys, Aaron Jones. I mean, he's only on a 1-year deal with the Minnesota Vikings. He still looks like he's got a good amount in the tank, even if it's just for a year. This is like a good time to scout him with the Minnesota Vikings and see how he plays with another team outside of a package uniform. Javonte Williams, who's another guy who's really young from the Denver Broncos. He's going to be on a extension as well, or an option for an extension. And then James Conner, who you talked about earlier, AJ, he's going to be available in 2025. A few other guys who I really don't think are going to change teams is probably Khalil Herbert. I still think he'll be with the Chicago Bears for a little bit longer. Nick Chubb. And then, of course, Alexander Mattison is with the Raiders. I don't think he's worth it, but I think he'll probably stick around with the Raiders because the Raiders, they still don't know what direction they're going to go. So if they even get a decent season out of him, I think he'll stay a Raider. But yeah, that's just my opinion there. I think the Cowboys should stay put. I think they just bite the bullet. They look like they still need to get some things tied down. So I don't think them making a move for Najee Harris is smart because they don't know who their quarterback is going to be after this season. They don't know who's going to be in the backfield after the season, basically. And I mean, the wide receiver is looking a little skeptical there because it's just going to be CD. But we got one guy who believes in them, and that's Mr. Carlos Rodriguez here. What's up, man?
Oh, Carlos here?
Yeah, he just came in right now.
Heck yeah, man. What's up, Carlos?
But yeah, that's just what I think. I think the Cowboys should wait it out. I think they need to figure out the quarterback situation before they even try to get a running back who's going to be serviceable for them. I think that's what they have right now.
I'm not even thinking long term for the Cowboys. I'm not. I'm thinking right now because that's how the Cowboys been for the past decade. They've been a right now team. They had a team to go to the playoffs. And right now, they should have that division. I'm still not impressed with anyone there. I felt like they progressed the least this offseason, the Cowboys, while everyone else, I mean, the Eagles had a phenomenal draft. You had the Commanders making big-time moves, getting their franchise quarterback. You had the Giants making some good moves, right? But the Cowboys, what are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, Dak Prescott, a lot of his success, you saw it, was having his best friend as the running back position, and that was at his prime. But ever since his prime rookie year, his season's been going down and down and down and down and down. Right now, Deuce Vaughn, he's injured, right? We don't know when he's going to come back. Right now, runner-up is Rico Dowdle.
Little glasses guy.
That's their guy, man. That's their guy. I really don't know what the Cowboys are going to do. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't think they should wait it out because, hey, you wait it out, you lose out on Dak Prescott next year. You already skipped out on Trey Lance, which I really want to get to that because Redfett put this up right here. He put Zeke is going back to his old Ohio State number, which, by the way, boo Ohio State. We don't like Ohio State here. Yeah, and return to Dallas. So there's only one way to sell jerseys. That's another way, right? Cowboys fans are going to want to get that 15 jersey for Ezekiel Elliott, but he's not going back to his old Ohio State self. And he took that number away from Trey Lance. So now, Reed, you be quiet over there. Okay?
I'm crying. Poor Trey Lance.
Oh, my. The only guy that still has not showed from that draft. Okay,
This is
Reed can
good.
tackle
This is
Deuce Vaughn.
good.
How can you say that,
I'm
Carlos?
taller than him, man. I'm taller.
Jeez.
What is that? An Oklahoma drill or what's that? Right? Put me in
You're gonna do an
drill.
Oklahoma drill with Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah, let's go.
Reed,
can
you're
get
gonna
the
do an
legs.
Oklahoma drill.
I can
with
get
Deuce
the
Vaughn.
legs. I'm not gonna go at his body. I'm not strong like that. But I think I could wrap up the legs.
Dude,
His legs are the
Yes.
biggest thing about him.
Yes.
No, I got the legs. Shoelace
Oh,
tackle
You
when it mattered,
remember,
right? Grab his shoelace.
seeing
he
him
falls down.
on Hard Knocks? That dude
He's
was
small,
a little stout boy
Small,
with his
but
glasses.
he's big.
What happens when I
So my
defended
hip-
up against you?
Huh?
What happens when I D'd you up?
You?
Yeah, me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You. Deuce Vaughn's 5'8", ain't he? Or is he 5'7"?
I think Deuce Vaughn's like 5'5",
It's like
5'6".
No way. He's not 5'4".
He's like 5'4".
You guys are
He's like-
high right now.
He's 5'5" or 5'6". Yeah, he's short.
Dude, are you all kidding? Can someone? I'm looking this up right now, dude.
I'll search it up.
I'm messing around with 5'4", but I know he's small.
He's 5'5".
I
He's
told you.
5'5".
I
Ain't
told
no
you.
way. This guy's
I'm-
5'5".
I'm a full 6 inches on him, AJ.
I'm Team Reed.
Let's go.
I'm Matt Reed here, dude. Ain't no way.
I told you.
This dude, 5'5".
Yeah, bro, he's like right here to me.
That's what I'm saying. Ever since last year when he got drafted by the Cowboys, I was like, "This is not safe. You should. There's a minimum height to ride this ride, and he is not hitting the minimum height." He's
My
gonna
mother's
get
5'5", dude. I'll lay that dude out, bro.
hurt.
Oh my gosh, bro, that's insane. Good for him. Hey, come on,
Good
guys.
for Deuce.
Good for
Yeah.
Deuce.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps when you have your dad in the front office, but I don't
Hey,
know.
hey, come
I
on,
don't
bro.
know.
Good for Deuce. Was that Deuce's dad? I thought it was
Yeah.
a linebacker's dad. It was Deuce's
No,
dad.
it was Deuce's
Yeah,
dad. Yeah.
Deuce's
That's messed up, bro. You literally
Right?
just gave your son millions of
It's a
dollars.
family
All we need is
business.
one.
It's a family business.
What's up, brother? All we need is one, dude. What's up, brother? I'll lay that dude out as well. That dude come close to me, I'm laying him out, bro.
Yeah.
They want to talk about his highlights in high school. I saw them highlights. Christian school there. You graduated with 55 guys. Hey, dude, sketch. I'll lay you out, bro. I'll lay you out. Darren Sproles made it. Reed, quit doubting it. How tall was Darren Sproles? Who was the shortest running back?
5'6".
He was very shifty.
Who
Darren was
is the
5'6".
shortest?
Darren Sproles is special.
I'll just put
He
shortest
was
NFL
good.
player.
I ain't never
I
seen
think it was 5'4".
about Deuce Vaughn.
Because there's
So,
a guy that
5'1".
got signed this year.
5'1"
But this was like back in the
day.
90s. Yeah, like back when it was Jack Shapiro. He
Did he die?
it was back in 1929. It's like when football was first invented.
Oh my gosh.
But
this
it's
is when
tied.
they didn't have protein in their diets.
Deuce Vaughn is the shortest football player of all time, tying with Trendon Holiday.
Wow. Wasn't there? I don't know if I saw this. I might be hallucinating, but I think there was a guy who was signed as an undrafted free agent who was 5'4". And they were making fun of him because his entire college career, which is like 4 or 5 years, he had -5 yards. But someone still signed him as an undrafted free agent. I think he's a wide receiver.
UNC, y'all were in high school in the night. Dude, chill out, bro. We were not in high school.
Rave,
you gotta
Rave
chill
wasn't even a
out.
thought.
Freaking kid.
Rave. Sorry.
Rave wasn't
Zach?
alive.
Zach, you graduated like a few years after us. Oh my goodness. Us in school in the 90s. I was born in 1998, sir. 1998.
AJ's young.
I'm not even accepted by the damn 90s kids. They don't accept 98.
No, they don't accept 97 either.
And the 2000s kids are like, "Oh, you're in the 90s. You're too old." I don't have a home here. Okay, and now you want to say that I was in high school in the 90s?
Jeez.
We got a little off topic here, boys.
Yeah,
We got a little off topic here.
all right.
Jeez.
So we're gonna move on to the next topic because I think we talked about the Cowboys for quite some time. We've spent 30 minutes talking about the Cowboys here. 30 freaking minutes.
That's enough for the year.
That's it for the year. Oh no, you know these. We talk about Cowboys so much on this show, but let's talk about Tom Brady. Right, just last night, Tom Brady's roast was released, and that's what everyone is talking about. And I could hit up some key points where that comedian said it out loud, like, "Oh, you asked Robert Kraft for a massage." Like that was bad.
That was really bad.
Yeah, Tom Brady had to go up there and be like, "Don't you ever say that crap again."
He's like, "Don't say that shit again."
Yeah, and he was being dead serious. Like dead serious. I was like, man, that must be horrible. Because Robert Kraft was there. He was there.
Yeah, he was. It was funny.
It was bad, yeah. So, but there was one comment by Robert Kraft. Hold up.
What?
Y'all know who this guy is?
Oh, God.
Back.
Dude, this is
Kyrie.
Kyrie is the original
Gold member?
Dizzle.
Oh, Dizzle?
Dizzle. Dizzle is a Kyrie 2.0. And I really hope Dizzle can make it on the show because Kyrie, if you want a match, bro, Dizzle is the new you.
They've met once in the comments.
Have they?
Yes.
Have they? Well,
yes.
By the way, for those of y'all who are watching the show, because Kyrie's real big on fantasy football, great fantasy football minded guy, we do have fantasy football leagues available. So if you all are interested in joining the fantasy football league, please DM one of us, DM me, join our Discord. Let me know on Discord so I can sign you up on our fantasy football already because spots are filling up pretty darn fast. 2 free leagues, 1 paid league, 1 paid dynasty league. It's going to be a lot of fun. People are already talking smack. They're talking just smack. But what happened last year, Vince, when people talk some smack?
Oh, hold on. I got to get the evidence.
Oh, dude, I just moved houses, bro. I don't have my ring on me. Dang, dude, that's what happens, bro. That's what happens. It's all right, though, because you always got next year. So if you guys are interested, hopefully we get to see a lot of old faces again because it was just fun all year round, just talking crap to one another and see who comes out on top. Which y'all already know. But moving on, the comment that I want to highlight here that Robert Kraft brought out during the roast was this. Tom, good luck buying the Raiders, referencing that Tom Brady said that he was going to buy the Raiders earlier. They did your favorite thing for you already. They got rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. Bro, that was like, I was losing my crap because there's always rumors, right, that Tom Brady didn't like Jimmy G, that he felt threatened some way, somehow, that he just wanted him gone, wanted him out of there. I feel like this confirms it all. It has to. Right?
He was probably going to steal Giselle like that other guy did, right?
Like Antonio Brown?
Her yoga instructor?
Like AB, yeah. Her yoga instructor, yeah.
AB tweeted that he was pissed off because he wasn't invited to the roast.
Why would he be?
Dude, full on
ESPN right there.
I believe that he would have gotten arrested if he just showed up.
He would have exposed himself or something. Like
Will Smith would have looked like a kid fight compared to what Tom Brady would have attempted to do to Antonio Brown. A kid fight. I don't know. Were y'all able to watch the roast?
I watched clips.
Yeah, I watched all the clips that were on Twitter because I woke up and I was like, "What's all of this?" And I didn't even know there was a roast of Tom Brady, but it looked like it was pretty funny.
I'll tell you one thing. Me personally, I probably would never be able to survive a roast. I think my feelings are too big. You guys would literally make me cry.
We roast you every day and you can't handle that.
You do. But the way these guys are roasting Tom, I mean, they got deep into it.
Oh, yeah.
They got deep into it. I was like, dang, dude. For real? Like
his ex-wife and stuff.
Kevin Hart brought up his ex-wife.
Everybody brought up his ex-wife.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Like, oh, day. Football, career, or lose your wife and kids. Like, he brought his kids into it.
Mm-hmm.
His kids.
Someone said something like, Tom didn't want to take care of his kids, and I thought he was gonna freak when they said something like that.
Yes.
It was
F
crazy.
them kids, and I was like, dude, wow. I mean, if you are Tom Brady's kid, where your lips are dry because you're not getting kisses from your dad anymore, I'll shed one tear, bro. Like, damn, dude, my dad picked football over me. My dad picked millions of dollars. over
He
me.
did not.
He did. He did.
You visited them many times.
Rafe says Jimmy G already won in life, got 2 rings and millions.
He's stolen millions.
He's literally stolen millions of dollars. He's stolen rings. Like this guy got cut from didn't last the whole season. Didn't last half a season. This guy got benched from the Las Vegas Raiders, a team that was just horrible, and they just cut him. Like, wow. We tried to warn them, right? We tried to warn the Raiders. We did. We did our part.
We said Jimmy Garoppolo was good because he was in Kyle Shanahan's system.
Correct.
He did very well in the system, but he did well because of the system.
Correct. 100% agreed. I miss that man. I do. I will say that. I have his little Funko Pop here somewhere.
Yeah.
I wish him nothing but the best. But what?
Do you look at it at night?
No, I'm not weird like that, Reed.
I think you are.
He looks at the other pictures.
Yeah, I got
he's got his new man crush.
Who?
Bosa,
dude. You seen that jawline?
You look at the Skims pictures, don't you?
Bro, there's that one picture where George Kittle was there, Nick Bosa, and then CMC. Poor Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy tries to get in those pictures. I'm like, mira, it's so cute, right? But you don't have that factor. Not yet. He's still going through puberty.
He needs to bulk up,
dude. He has been.
The arm nose, but big.
That one was fake.
The huge one, right?
Yeah. Yes, that one was fake. But he has been going to the gym. There's been releasing some pictures where you see that cut. You see that.
Yeah. He got the deep ball.
You know who also has that? Geno Smith, who's like 34 years old.
Because Geno Smith has like 2% body fat, dude. Of course,
he doesn't. He's fat. Bro doesn't have abs or nothing.
Geno Smith is a weird looking dude. He's a weird looking dude. Jimmy has literally gotten by life on just his looks. Honestly, I mean, when you look like that,
and you can sling the ball just a little bit,
right? Because he didn't even have a deep ball.
Nope.
He wasn't even accurate.
Nope.
He wasn't even smart. What the hell do we want from him? But when you look that good in life, it's kind of hard not to make it that far, right? Like, if you don't make it that far, you're seriously damaged. Seriously damaged. Redford has a point here. He could make an OnlyFans and he could bet set for the rest of his life. Let's make a bet right here, right now. If Jimmy G made an OnlyFans, will he make more or less than what he made in the NFL?
Less.
Depends on content. Dude, people make money.
I know they make a lot of money.
You underestimate. And then Jimmy
G, I know. I've heard how much money they make.
He's going to collab with Tyreek Hill.
Oh, God. Jeez.
Kyrie says Seahawks would be dangerous with a top quarterback. Thoughts on this, Vince?
Not yet. We're not that dangerous yet.
What are you missing?
Our defense is getting a lot better. We're getting a lot younger there. We just need time and a few more pieces here and there. Yes, I think quarterback needs to be addressed soon, but I think right now we're fine. I don't think we're going to win a championship this year or next year, but we're definitely going in the right direction to create something that could be
Who's your backup? It's Sam Howell, right? Is that your defined backup?
You know it's Sam Howell. I don't know.
I forget. I'm sorry.
Of course you forgot.
Well, I know Vincent here has been such a Drew Lock guy for so long.
I was sad that we let him go. I think Drew Lock was a good fit with the Seattle offense that we had under Pete Carroll. But now that it's something totally new, I think it's right that Drew Lock left. And maybe he'll do good with the Giants. That's where Geno was before he came to the Seattle Seahawks. So,
you know what's kind of crazy? Conspiracy theory here, right? Kyrie, he's a Bengals fan, right? Diehard Bengals fan. Respect the hell out of that.
Yep.
Respect the hell out of it. That's great. But Kyrie goes missing as soon as Joe Mixon is out of the Bengals. Any connection there? Because the last time Kyrie talked about Joe Mixon, that he almost got jumped by a lady because he was wearing a Joe Mixon jersey.
Who knows, man?
I don't know.
He's tied with Joe.
There's a Joe Mixon cult out there, and I'm confirming right here, right now on NSP Live that Kyrie is part of that cult. Maybe even an elder or a leader. But I think Josh Allen and a lot of teams really vamps them up to become a championship caliber team, a competing team. Because Josh Allen, as many picks as he throws, he's just that great, right? I think Josh Allen is great.
I think he's great.
A lot of talent. Just got to be a little bit smarter in situations. He knows that.
I think this year will definitely define what type of caliber player he is. Because now he really has nobody.
I don't think I would agree here.
Ah, interesting. Coming from a Titans fan.
Oh, Vin, we don't get personal here. We don't get personal here. God.
No, I think he's partially
sorry.
Right. I think he's partially right, though. We have like one or two guys on the entire squad that's actually like an X Factor player. Hopefully
obviously.
Yeah, DK is one of them, and I think Witherspoon is becoming one of those guys. It just depends on how he plays this next year. Hopefully Byron Murphy can be another one, but really we have a lot of middle-aged players right now. We're not one of the youngest teams. We're definitely not one of the oldest teams either, but we just have guys who are placeholders at this point in time. So that's why I said this year, next year, I really don't see a shot of us winning a championship, but if we can keep building like we're building on the defense, I think it gives us a good shot to keep other teams in check while we figure out the offense. So,
I like it. Kyrie says busted. He is part of a cult, a Joe Mixon cult that has been confirmed. But speaking of the Seahawks, and you say not winning a championship in the next 2 years, let's stick in that division. I can't believe I'm going to say this, okay?
Okay. Let's do it.
Do the Cardinals low-key have an elite offense? Should I read out some players?
Go ahead. Please do. Remind me.
Okay. One, they have I'm sorry, I can't even say giant kid. The little kid, Kyler Murray. Athletic as hell. Above par QB. I'll say that. Above par. And I feel like nowadays that's really, that's pretty damn good. Up next, you have James Conner, who I've been high on ever since he got traded. And he's proven that he is a factor on that offense because when he's not on there, that running game just falls apart. Doesn't matter who's back there. Then they get Marvin Harrison Jr., number one wide receiver coming out of the draft. They have Greg Dortch. They have Michael Wilson, who showed some promise some games, on and off. I like Greg Dortch, though, because he's a speedster. They have tight end Trey McBride, who got kind of put to the side because they had Zach Ertz last year, which was stupid. But Trey McBride's not bad. Not bad, brother. Right? That's for Gabe. I see him over here. This Cowboys is just an overrated as air.
How does it feel that you're Belichick? Everybody roasted Mac Jones on last night's roast. How does that feel?
We don't get personal. Reed.
Drake May's gonna suck.
Reed. We don't get personal here.
I told you, AJ. I told you that Reed is still in love with Aaron Rodgers.
I know. And he denies it every single time. Every single time he denies it. But every time
I defend him when he should be defended, and attack him when he should be attacked. My stance has always stayed the same. I've attacked Aaron Rodgers multiple times on this podcast.
You have, but sometimes you defend him on some weird stuff that he does. Like the whole foot thing. That's freaking weird.
What? There's nothing wrong. I'll put my foot.
No.
Good guy.
Yeah, I'm not a feet guy. I'm not. If that's weird to you guys, then you guys are just weird if you're a foot person. Okay.
I feel like Kyrie's a foot person.
Dude, look at that. Biggie suddenly joins when we're talking about the Arizona Cardinals. right? Kyler the GOAT. Watch his comeback this year. So low key, I feel like he has a good offense. If James Conner could do it for one more season, they have Marvin Harrison Jr. and they got supporting cast. They got Greg Dortch, speedster guy. They have Michael, a guy who showed some promise in some games last year. Then they have Trey McBride. I kind of blanked out there for 2 seconds, but Trey McBride, who was really great his rookie year, and then he got covered up by Zach Ertz for stupidity.
Yep.
But now they have a new head coach, new offensive coordinator that reamped. Marvin Harrison Jr. is supposed to be a phenomenal talent. Do the Cardinals have an elite offense? Oh, no, please.
Car wash video coming soon.
Dude,
Car
y'all
wash.
denied me my car wash video. We have a TikTok, which I haven't been posting. I'm sorry. I'll get back on the grind. But I wanted to do a car wash video for our fans.
Jeez.
We would have hit already. We would have been in the thousands.
In the thousands?
In thousands of subscribers, dude. But you took that away from me.
I don't think so.
Michael Wilson, girl, is so bad. I feel like that's how he said it. But he showed glimpse where he could be good. He showed glimpse, right? She on the
She is the U.S. women's national team.
Oh wow,
that's cool. I didn't know that.
For soccer or what national team?
I don't know. There's multiple. That is true.
I don't know. I'm not following here unless we're talking about.
He's talking about his girlfriend and saying that she's bad.
Rave's girlfriend. Rave has a girlfriend.
No, Michael Wilson's girlfriend.
Oh, Michael Wilson's girlfriend. I was like, Rave girlfriend.
Rave,
What?
Rave
Hell.
is letting his teenage brain take over right now.
Oh, he's not even. Is he? He is. He's 17, right?
Yeah, he's a youngin.
Kind of remember that. But Biggie's saying, nah, we got a good offense, but elite is like
Pause.
what?
You gotta remember that he's 17.
No, I have a good memory.
Okay.
Y'all don't remember these things. I do. I remember when our fans do. This guy was
It's important
saving
that
up
he's 17,
to get a
though,
car.
right?
He
And he's
finally
not
saved up to get a
18?
car. He gets a car, and then it breaks down on him. I remember that. We played CSGO together. We played games together. I'm reaching Unk status. You call me uncle? Oh.
Dang.
Oh.
Of AJ.
You know what? Fine. I just won't care anymore. I just won't care. Let's get back to our topic, you guys.
Okay.
Y'all heard my piece. I want to hear y'all's.
Reed, go first because I have a controversial take later on.
I think it's set up for potential average success. Elite, in my opinion, is like minimum top 10. Top 5 is elite, I would say. So I can't put them in an elite offense, but they definitely have a good chance to be a good offense where they can put up multiple points. It really just depends on how good Marvin Harrison Jr. is in his first year. Everyone's predicting the absolute highest of ceilings for this guy. It's hard to hit that. We'll see if he's able to live up to the hype that he has been able to build. But I don't think he's going to be. I don't think it's 100% that he's going to be everything that they drafted right in his first year. We'll see if they're able to. I think it's possible. I would not say elite though. Above average for sure.
Nice. All right, so everybody knows the Cardinals got Marvin Harrison Jr. I feel like that's why people are thinking that this could be an amazing offense. But like there is every year, there's always a Rookie of the Year race. I think Marvin Harrison gets overshadowed by a lot of other guys. Quarterbacks, of course, because quarterbacks usually win these type of awards easier for them because they touch the ball every single play. But I think he'll be overshadowed by a couple other wide receivers. I won't name them because, again, it just depends on team fit and who's going to play, who's going to be the number 1 wide receiver, number 2, number 3, who's going to be coming off the bench. But I think Marvin Harrison Jr., and I would take this bet, if I were to see it somewhere, because in Texas you can't make your own bet. You have to just bet on whatever is like fantasy wise. But I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be under 1,200 yards this year. I do think he'll hit the 1,000 yard mark, but I don't think he's the legend that everybody thinks he's going to be. He's a good player, I will say that, but he's on a not so good team in my opinion. This team's going to struggle. They're going to try to find an identity with the guys that they do have. But again, Greg Dortch, Michael Wilson, we saw them by themselves when they didn't have Hollywood this past year. Not so great. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is having to do it all. Trey McBride will take some of that away from him because Trey McBride can pop off like we've seen in fantasy. But I don't think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be all that in a bag of chips. I think he's going to be a good player this year. Next year could be a different story. But I have him under. I would take the under on 1,200 yards receiving for him.
I could respect that. That would be an interesting bet because when we saw the Cardinals with D-Hop, Kyler Murray knew no other language. It was James Conner and D-Hop, and that was it. So, me being a fantasy guy, right? I think I'm taking Marvin Harrison Jr. pretty early here. If I see a plethora of wide receivers getting taken, I'm going to reach for a late second. That's how far I'm reaching.
Second?
A late second.
Wow.
Y'all are hearing it here first, okay? Y'all know me. I give fantasy football advice, and if you watch this channel, you make it to your damn playoffs because we give some good-ass advice. But, I don't know. Why are you shaking your head, Reed? What?
I think that's a very large reach. I know that he was great in college. I know that his ceiling is so high, but NFL is different speed, man. It's a different speed. Some people, it takes them a couple years to get there. Some people hit the ground running, but they still that's such a. I just couldn't draft him that high.
I think it's because, like I said,
fifth.
he has nobody around him, so that's where it gets hard.
Exactly. You're playing PPR leagues. Dude, when Hollywood Brown was there, he was getting the points, right? But when D-Hop was there with Hollywood Brown did crap. D-Hop got it all. Kyler Murray is like when he plays Call of Duty, he likes one class and one class only. And he's going to stick to that class until the day he freaking dies. And, dude, Marvin Harrison, if he is all that in a bag of chips, you're going to force feed that kid. You got him early.
I haven't seen any tape in the rookie minicamp with him. No hype. If he was all that in a bag of chips, we would have seen some hype by now.
So Kyrie is hurt because he didn't know that Joe Mixon was gone until his brother told him. It's all right, Kyrie. All things come to an end.
He's in a better place now.
Yes, he is.
Houston.
That's a great spot for him, honestly. You can't be mad at that. Jalen McMillan will finish the season with more yards than Harrison Jr.
Wow.
Ooh, are we betting that, or is that what we're doing here?
With the guys there for the Bucks, I don't think that will happen. Marvin Harrison Jr. will have to get hurt for that to happen, because I still think he's going to break 1,000, but I don't think Jalen McMillan will. Unless the Bucks offense is insane.
I was about to say, unless Mike Evans and Godwin are dealing with injuries, I could see it. But there's more weapons than what you think out there. Well, I mean, people know, right? But there's a lot of weapons out there for Tampa Bay where you're going to be sharing that wealth. I mean, anywhere you go, you're going to find some positive plays going there. Oh, see, he just says wishful thinking. It could be a possibility if he was on a team like the Arizona Cardinals, where they don't have anyone else. You have a supporting cast. I think it's a great fit for Jalen McMillan. I can take Kyler and Cod, search and rescue champ. But if he calls it, it's just I don't think so, bro. Kyler's actually pretty good. He's part of FaZe, ain't he?
Is he still?
He's an honorary.
Well, FaZe just had a bunch of layoffs. I know that. so I'm not sure.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they lay off like most of their players.
Jeez. Face Clan shrinking.
And times are tough, bro. Times are tough.
Yeah.
I think Zach Moss is going to be an underrated running back. I feel like the Bengals going to use him for end zone. I think he's also a good fit for the Cincinnati Bengals, right? He's not going to be that starting running back, of course, but yeah, he was good for the Indianapolis Colts when he was the lonesome back. Ever since Jonathan Taylor came in, less and less productive, but still very productive with the time that he got. Connor's just a badass little kid running around the field. Which leads me to my last question for you guys here. We're coming down to the end of our podcast because we're already hitting an hour. Can you believe that? You guys are freaking awesome, by the way. Thank you all so much. It's the off season, and you guys are hitting up our show, talking about football when literally nothing is going on.
Literally.
So appreciate you guys. Thank you all so much. But 2024 rookie superflex mock draft. Who are you drafting first overall? Rookies only. Who are you drafting first overall here? Huh? Are we going Caleb Williams? Is that what we're doing? We're getting a QB here? We're going Blake Corum? No? What are we doing?
I think since it's superflex, you kind of have to go for a rookie quarterback. I mean, this Caleb Williams is going to get the most playing time. That is a fact. There's nobody behind him there in Chicago anymore. They have weapons galore. The only thing that would take him out is injury, and we don't wish injury here on NSP. So I think Caleb Williams would be my unequivocally biased pick. It's just playing. I don't think there's any other offensive guys besides maybe Roma Dunze or maybe Marvin Harrison who could get as many points as him. But again, it's hard to pick a wide receiver at number 1 overall over a Caleb Williams who touches the ball every single play.
Well, Gabriel took Malik Neighbors, and I'm actually going to take Marvin Harrison Jr. here. I'm going to double down because there's another quarterback out there with the name of J.J. McCarthy. Okay, I talked about this. I did. Fantasy-wise, I'm not saying he's going to be a top QB, but if you're in this predicament where you're drafting rookies, J.J. McCarthy, also another guy, no one behind him, no competition. He has to throw it to Justin Jefferson. That's not horrible.
Addison as well.
And Addison, that is not bad.
And Aaron Jones.
I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it. We made Reed leave, but J.J. McCarthy, watch out. He's still going to have a mediocre year, but fantasy football, don't be surprised if he is a good quarterback, right? Because it's either hit or miss on quarterbacks. Either besides those top 3 guys where you're elite, and then there's good, then there's bad. Boom, boom. Y'all share Harrison gets 1K with Kyler. A prime D-Hop only got 1,000 yards 1 year in his 3 years in Arizona. But D-Hop also...
I don't know if it was his prime, though.
Yeah, I don't think... It wasn't his prime, but he was also, for those years, dealing with some injuries as well because, his age. And I feel like this is also a little different because D-Hop also had Hollywood Brown, next to him, which you do share the ball, not as much, but you do share the ball. Here, Harrison, he has Greg Dortch and Michael Wilson. Yeah, so I don't know. If I'm in that offense, I'm like, bro, you give it to that guy every single time. Him, James Conner.
Yeah.
That's what we could do. Y'all boys save me a spot in fantasy, right? Y'all better have. I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know. You kind of went silent on us later on. Of course, we got a spot for you. You let me know what league you want to join. I got 2 free leagues. I got 1 paid league, which is the gold league. That's $30 per entry. And then I have a dynasty league. We're asking for at least a 2-year minimum because we want everyone to have fun with it, right? So dynasty only works if you are committed. So it's a 2-year minimum, but it's $40, but that buys you in for 2 years. This is 100%. We don't profit off of anything. 100% of the money that we get goes directly back into cash. I kind of let it slip. This to prizes, which includes a various of things. That's all I'll say. But yeah, if you want in, you let me know which league you want part of, and then we'll let you, we'll hook you up. But money leagues, money is due before August 12th because we need at least a month to try to find someone else if you back out.
It's a weird date.
What?
Yeah, it's a nice date, right?
It's a weird date.
Shit, is that your birthday?
You're gonna make him pay on his birthday, AJ?
I'll remember now. See, now I remember because that's payday. That's payday. But Big Money Joe saying he's going neighbors as well. So same thing with Gabriel. But very interesting. Super excited for fantasy football. Obviously, right? I mean, I feel like I talk about that every podcast. We had quite a good podcast today. I mean, we had a consistent viewership. Oh shoot, Reed, who are you getting? I'm sorry.
No, we'll just end the podcast. Like, who cares about me?
I'm sorry. Who are you getting? Because I thought it was a lock that you're getting JJ McCarthy.
Why would I get a Vikings quarterback? No.
Because they're the best. They're the most consistent.
No. Justin Jefferson's forcing his way out. Just you wait. In my opinion, I think Caleb Williams is probably the obvious answer, but I won't go there. Because I'm hoping, or my philosophy this year is not to take a quarterback early and just try to flex quarterbacks in as the weeks go by. I mean, last year worked out pretty well. I got Jordan Love and Brock Purdy in almost all my leagues. So I've probably try to do that again. We'll see if those guys end up falling that far. Probably not. This year, but I'll try to look for quarterbacks like that, and hopefully I can get something like that. So if Caleb Williams is there in like the later rounds where everybody's got a quarterback, then maybe I'll take him. But I'll probably go, as AJ said, Marvin Harrison Jr. as long as he doesn't go too high. It's a pretty good chance he will. But I'm looking at him, Malik Neighbors. Everybody's saying I don't really trust it too much. Just because the quarterback situation over there. I think best case for the Malik Neighbors is if they sit him and start Drew Lock. I think that's the best situation for the Malik Neighbors.
Oh, that's the wrong guy, Reed.
What? I thought he went to the Giants.
Malik Neighbors is a wide receiver.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, he did go to the Giants. Didn't he?
Yeah, Malik Neighbors went to the Giants. And if Daniel Jones gets sat and Drew Luck starts, I think that's the best situation for Malik Neighbors.
Oh, okay. I thought you said sit him and then
no.
Yeah,
sit Daniel Jones.
Okay, I get
or
you.
Drew Lock, so Malik Neighbors has the best chance because I don't think Daniel Jones knows how to handle a good wide receiver, and Malik Neighbors always hates him, calling him Daniel Jones. That's his new name. So it really just depends who falls to me. But I'm looking at Caleb Williams and then Marvin Harrison Jr.
This actually sounds pretty interesting. Maybe we'll do a 2024 rookie Superflex mock draft. Just a mock draft, something fun. I think that'll be a cool video to do. But Kyrie, I will add you to all the redrafts. So you're going to be in 2 free leagues and then the 1 paid. The money you have to send is $30, $30 US dollars, because we do have people outside the US here. So $30 US dollars sent to me, of course. You have my Cash App, and all I need from you is your team name, really. So give me a team name for all 3 leagues so I can have you on our list. And so when the time comes, I'll create the leagues, and then you're going to be in there, and your email address. I think that's all I need. But yeah. You can send it to me on Discord if you like, if that's easier for you, because we're about to end this show right here. So, sorry, I had a little moment.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just soaking it all in right now.
Okay.
Really appreciating the moment here with y'all.
Keep going.
I lost. You made me lose it. But no, you guys are freaking awesome. Honestly, this is crazy because this is our third year doing this podcast, right? We're on year number 3, and I literally hate this time of year because
Yeah.
it sucks. It
was
sucks because
so hard when we started.
it is. We would go on for hours, not just 1 hour. We would go on for hours with this or this as our viewership. No one. And that one person could be one of our closest friends or could be one of us. Now I don't even watch this on the background. So I'm having a moment, okay, Kyrie? I just want to say for real though, thank you all so very much. You guys are freaking awesome. We're not even anywhere close to our goal, but you guys make this worth it. With our busy lifestyles, we got so much going on, but I look forward to doing these podcasts every week. And then as we get closer to the season, we go live almost every other day. So that's going to be fun. It's very busy for all of us, and you're not going to see all 3 of us every single time, right? Just because it's almost impossible because we have jobs and this is not our job. So thanks to you as well, Big Money Joe. Appreciate you, man. This guy's one of the OGs. But honestly, thank you all. Hopefully we get to see every single one of you guys next week on Monday. We're still working very hard as far as editing videos. I still got to release that vlog video for the draft. But there's just so much time going into it. But thank you all so much. Hopefully we get to see you guys next week. And if we do a mock draft for rookies, I can't even.
We love you, Kyrie.
Kyrie,
we love you.
It's better here than Joe.
Amen.
Congrats, our homies.
Now you're free, man. Don't go back.
Hell yeah, we did miss you though. We talked about you a lot, especially
we talk to you every week. We miss Kyrie.
Where's Kyrie, man?
Yeah. But thank you all so much, and as always, until next time, keep on grinding.